Elysium bed and breakfast.
You looking for the B&B? There's another half-mile. You can't miss it. Leave? Yeah.
Oh, no, no. Oh, my God, it's coming out. He wants to make a suit out of our skin.
You guys okay? We'll take care of you. My name's Wayne, by the way. I'm a nudist.
Oh, yes, we noticed your penis earlier.
Touché.
All these people live here. This is a commune.
We prefer intentional community. We're not a bunch of hippies sitting around playing guitar.
After the cult classic Wet Hot American Summer and the very funny and surprisingly heartfelt role models, director David Wain's third effort, Wanderlust, is a disappointment on par with finding out that cute girl in your English class is a complete dullard who doesn't really care for Parks and Recreation.
What?
Yeah.
Paul Rudd and Jennifer Aniston stars yuppie couple George and Linda, who simultaneously lose their jobs and wind up living in a free-love, hippie-filled commune. This idea of city folk finding a lot more to love in nature is, first of all, incredibly false, and has been played to death over the years. Wayne and co-writer Ken Marino do nothing interesting with this trope, failing to subvert any expectations or at the very least add humor to the tried and untrue plot. The ratio of incredibly talented cast members to genitalia jokes is about 1 to 1, which is only upsetting given the number of outrageously funny people in this film. Justin Theroux, Alan Alda, Ken Marino, Joe Latruglio, Kathryn Hahn, Lauren Ambrose, Jessica St. Clair, Jordan Peele, and Todd Barry are names you may know and faces you will definitely recognize. However, their combined effort fails to lift a sloppy script from the doldrums of a matinee you see once and forget about the next day. There are two groups lovingly mocked in this film. The first, of course, being hippies. Is the counterculture of the 60s and 70s really ripe with satirical material? Wayne and Marino seem to think so. From showing disdain towards the murder of flies to pooping out in nature, the jokes at the expense of the commune dwellers are as old as Alan Alda, and both are equally, sadly, heavily involved in this film.
There he is!
The one percenters are also laughed at, though all jokes are washed away by Ken Marino's brash, trite performance, especially disappointing if you've watched The State, Children's Hospital, Party Down, or any of the other wonderful things he's done. Paul Rudd's infectious and charming improvisation and a surprising appearance by a quietly beloved comedy troupe almost make this film worth the price of admission. But decades-old punchlines, an excess of poorly done nudist and potty jokes, and an emotionless conclusion force me to recommend you seek out The State or Wet Hot American Summer on DVD, and see why Wanderlust is such a disappointment in the first place.
Yeah, I hated it.
Yeah.
And I was so upset about it. I would keep telling people, I know it was bad because I wanted it to be good the whole time.
Right, because there's some films you go into and you're like, this is gonna suck, so I like,
Right.
and then it ends up sucking. But this, you know, it's everybody in it you love.
I was, you know, it's so disappointing because it's sad. It had everything, all the components of like a great movie.
Right.
It should have worked, and it, for some reason, I don't know, maybe they just didn't keep it in the oven long enough. It just, the cake came out flat. It was not good.
I feel like there wasn't a lot of heart either within the film as far as like between the characters. There wasn't a lot of chemistry between Rudd and Aniston.
Oh, not at all, yeah.
But on top of that, I feel like there wasn't a lot of heart for the plot. Like, I feel like Wet Hot American Summer, obviously there's a love of summer camp comedies and role models. There's a love of like the Dungeons and Dragons, the kind of role playing. But there's none of that.
It's not relatable at all.
Right, and it doesn't feel like they really care, like, oh, this is a topic we really want to explore. It feels like maybe they just had like a funny idea and rolled with it.
It just seemed like, that's exactly what it seemed like. It seemed like a bunch of friends with a bunch of money that were like, we should make a bunch of dick jokes, and we'll make money, we know we will. Like, it just didn't, I don't know, for me, like, Michael Ian Black and like David Wayne, Stella, that whole group are kind of losing their steam. And I love them and I don't want to, you know, I love them completely. But like, I feel like this is them getting older, trying to be like, oh, kids like penises, right? Da-da-da-da-da, hey.
Yeah.
And it made me feel uncomfortable. Like, I don't know, I think that if Jennifer Aniston was not in it, it might have been better.
Yeah, but that wouldn't have helped.
No, it wouldn't have made it a good movie,
right,
but...
Maybe.
Yeah.
To put it in the nerdiest terms possible, I think David Wayne's, the quality of David Wayne's directorial career has a half-life of one film. Because Wet Hot American Summer is a classic. And then Role Models is still really funny.
Right.
And then half of that
is
this,
Wanderlust.
which is there. Like, I laughed twice in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
And it was the two things I said. Paul Rudd in
Paul
the
Rudd's,
mirror.
Oh, that was so funny.
Yeah.
That was great.
Because he's just the funniest dude. And then when Stella shows up.
Because that was just like, oh, yay.
Yeah, exactly.
So basically, Wanderlust is not worth the price of admission, sadly. If you want to go see it, sure, but it's not generally not worth the price of admission.